got 9 tangent of 22.5 degrees.
Which one are you doing?
Go number 9. Number 9 or number 8? What was somebody asked me? Number 9. Let's do number 9. So look at this and go. That's obviously half of something, half of 45. So tangent of 45 degrees over 2. So I look for my tangent identity, which I would find not on that board, but that board over there, which is plus or minus the square root of 1 minus cosine theta over square root of 1 plus cosine theta, or essentially sine over cosine. All right, so then I'm going to go plus, or first of all, it's going to be plus or minus tangent of 22.5 to the first quadrant, right? So it's going to be a positive. So I don't have to worry about that at all. I'm just going to drop that off. Next up, cosine of 45 degrees is 1 minus what? Square root of 2 over 2 over 1 plus root 2 over 2. Agreed? All right. Coming down one more line, I go, all right, so I got to have a common denominator, start simplifying this mess. I'm going to make one big square root bar. I'm going to go 2 minus root 2 over 2. Again, that's multiply the bottoms, cross the tops. Over 2 plus root 2 over 2. Same drill, both top and bottom. Flip and multiply. I get square root of 2 minus root 2 over 2 times.
Okay, that's what you do.
Yes, I got fraction over fraction. I got flip and multiply, don't I?
Just the square root on the bottom.
That's still going to mess us up because we've got a ways to go. Boop, boop. 2 minus root 2 over 2 plus root 2. Get rid of that on the bottom. I have to do a.
Oh, I see.
Whoa, that was bad. Hold on, that's not the way to do that. Conjugate.
Oh, negative.
I keep doing the same thing. It's going to be 2 minus root 2. It's got to match up the bottom one because you get rid of that, right?
Yes, sir.
All right.
All right, Michelle. All right.
So then I got square root of. I've got 4 minus 2 root 2 minus 2 root 2 plus 2 all over 4 minus 2 root 2 plus 2 root 2 minus 2. Means 6 minus 4 root 2 over 4 minus 2. 6 minus 4 root 2 over 2, which gives me square root of 3 minus 2 root 2. Again, should have square root inside square root, but we're going to just avert our eyes and not see that.
That's what I got.
Now you do. 23, tangent of theta equals negative 2 between pi over 2 and, all right, great. I want to find sine 2 theta, so that's 2 sine theta cosine theta. Unfortunately, I don't know sine and I don't know cosine. So I'm going to have to what? Draw a triangle. So I look at this thing and I go, aha, I'm in what quadrant?
90 first one.
Second quadrant, right? Because I'm between pi over 2 and pi, so I'm over here somewhere. I know that my tangent's negative 2. That's kind of weird. No. No. I'm getting louder and louder. Try to use that as a hint that you're being too loud and knock it down on that peg. And you can Never mind, that's not going to work good. All right, so I've got -2 is tangent. That's supposed to be a fraction, isn't it? It's supposed to be opposite over adjacent. How do I make it a fraction? -2 over 1. So I make this opposite's 2, adjacent's 1. Which one of those is negative?
The one.
Careful. This one's going to have to be negative down here, right? So then to figure out what the hypotenuse is, I'm going to go
2 squared, or square root of 2 squared plus 1 squared.
Is it plus or minus?
Okay.
Is it plus or minus?
It would be minus.
Hypotenuse is always going to be positive. We agreed on that, so we didn't have to learn 2 sets of laws to do the same thing. And do it. Let's just make it positive, and we'll make the other ones work. Okay? So then we go, so therefore sine 2 theta is equal to, what's sine going to be? Sine is going to be opposite
Yep.
over hypotenuse. So that's going to be 2 over root 5. What's cosine going to be?
Well, -1.
And 1 over root 5.
Yep.
So that's going to be 2 times 2 times -1, which is -4, over root 5 times root 5, which is 5.
Did you get that in?
We good?
Wait, hold on. We have 2 over 5. Why didn't you just do or 2 over 5 times 2 over 5? Oh, that's the law. Never mind.
We good?
Yeah.
Okay, so then cosine 2 theta is going to be equal to cosine squared theta minus sine squared theta, right?
Yeah.
That's going to be cosine, which we just said was -1 over root 5 squared minus 2 over root 5 squared. So that's going to be 1 over 5 minus 4 over 5, which is going to be -3/5. Yes, ma'am.
Can I ask you?
About this one or no? Your next one? Let me finish this up then. Tangent 2 theta is going to be tangent 2 tangent theta over 1 minus tangent squared theta. Agreed? So tangent's 2 over -1. So that'd be -2. So I got 2 times -2 over 1 minus -2 squared. And that's -4 over 1 minus 4. So that's -4 over -3, which is 4/3. Oh, wait, it tells us what quadrant we're in. It's negative for sine, negative for cosine, and positive for tangent. We are in the 3rd quadrant. So doubling whatever this is puts us in the 3rd quadrant. So for the 2nd quadrant for theta, the 3rd quadrant for 2 times theta. Great? All right, so that was 23. Which one do you want me to start? This X? Number 7 on the back. Secant of 795, is that right? Okay, I don't know anything about secant, so I'm going to do what instead? Cosine, and before I do that, I'm just going to start subtracting 360s, right? Because I don't want to do these big numbers. That's really scary. So that's going to be equal to cosine. That's going to be equal to cosine of, I'm going to do 720. So let me go right now, 75 degrees. Agreed? So that's going to be cosine of, why do I think, that's weird. What was I doing there? So that's 45 degrees plus 30, right? So then I look over there and go cosine 40 plus 30. So we go cosine 45 degrees, cosine of 30 degrees, minus sine of 45 degrees, sine of 30 degrees, right? So that's going to be root 2 over 2, root 3 over 2, minus root 2 over 2, 1/2. That gives me root 6 minus root 2 over 4. Agreed?
Yeah, never mind.
So then to finish it up, I do secant of 795 degrees has to be 4 over root 6 minus root 2. Multiply by its conjugate. Get 4 root 6 plus 4 root 2 over 6 minus 2. 4 root 6 plus 4 root 2 over 4. Cancel out the 4. Root 6 plus root 2. Got it?